So some of you may already know, but for those of you that don't, me and my family run a homeless shelter. 3.5 years ago, we turned the 10 acres that is our home into a homeless shelter. We live here with the people that we're serving and the people that we're trying to help them get back on their feet. So because of that, there's no going home after a long day of helping the homeless. We're here 24 hours a day. And we're running out of money to do it. We have been spending down our life savings and Dan's retirement money to do this work and to house these people. So a few weeks back, we had a meeting with our county commissioner representative, and he got it on the docket for us to approach the entire county commissioner's court for to see if they could fund us. But we're also needing a 4-year waiver for the septic permit that they want us to put in. And because they want us to put in a septic system, it triggers all kinds of other development stuff that we have to come up to code with. They want us to make the private road that's here on our property either asphalt or cement. An asphalt road is going to cost a little over $55,000. And then they want us to put in the septic system, and they want us to put in a fire hydrant across the road. And all because we need a larger septic system. So it triggers all this stuff. And we've spent $20,000 in legal fees already just navigating this for the last 2 years. We want to comply, but it's also a matter of money. We're running out of money. And we also need to keep the shelter open. So we're also asking them to fund us the deficit that we have. We have about a $3,000 a month deficit. So in order to be able to keep this place going as a homeless shelter. So we're asking Bastrop County to fund us a minimum of $36,000. They didn't say no. And in fact, they invited us to formally apply for funding, which is great. But the negative side of it is, it won't be until the next budget cycle. And that means that we'll run out of money before then. I believe they are 8 months. I think it's 8 months before their next budget cycle, which means we have no chance of getting funded by the county for about 8 months. We only have about 6.5 months worth of money left to keep the shelter going. At which point we are going to have to close the shelter if we can't make up that $3,000 a month deficit. So my hope is that we can just raise enough money just to get us through until we can get funded by the county. Just going off of their interactions and their words and their questioning, I would say out of the 5 members of the county court, 3 of them seem to be very receptive and very open to helping us and cooperating with us because they recognize that this shelter is an essential service for the county. But that also means we got to keep going long enough to get funded by them. And it's hard because we've put everything on the line for this shelter. They're even rezoning our property to commercial, which means we're losing our homestead protection. And when our life savings is up, we're we're going to be living paycheck to paycheck. And that means we're going to be at high risk of filing bankruptcy at some point if something unforeseen happens. At which point the county would sell off, the courts would then sell this place off, and the shelter would close. So, and that's a small risk that all that would happen, but it's difficult to know that we've put it all on the line to the point that there's even a small chance that we would end up homeless as the price of housing the homeless. So we don't know what's going to happen with the county. I don't know what the next step is for the 4-year waiver that we've asked for. I've got to reach back out to our representative to find out what the next step is for that. We're waiting on the secretary for the court to send us the application for filing for the funds. It's difficult. It's really difficult to be facing so many unknowns when we have sacrificed so much to build this shelter and to keep it going. And yes, we've had some help in the 3.5 years we've been doing this. But mostly it's just been me and my family, providing the transportation and sourcing food and providing hygiene stuff and all the things that it takes to care for people. And I just want my shelters to survive. I just want to keep doing this work of housing the homeless. It's the best work I've ever done. But I'm also a little scared that the final price maybe we end up being homeless as the cost of housing the homeless. We've tried to get sustaining donors, people to donate to the shelter on a regular basis, and we've gotten some. A few people donate every month through the PayPal option on Camp Haven's website for donating to the nonprofit. And we're very grateful for that. And that helps a lot. But it's also hard when I have friends, close friends, that I consider close friends, that are very, very wealthy people. And the amount of deficit we have to keep our shelter going, which is $36,000 a year, is literally nothing to them. And they say they care about me, and they say they care about my family, but yet they won't even donate a single cent to the shelter to keep us doing this work and keep us from spending down the last of our life savings. And it's like, how can you say you care and you have enough money to help, but you won't even donate $5 a month to the shelter? That's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. How do you reconcile in your mind that these are people that are supposed to be your friend and they won't come to your aid and they won't help because they don't want to help the homeless, even though we're putting it all on the line and risking our home to do this work? I just want to save my homeless shelter. I just want to keep doing this work. So I'll let you know. I'll give you an update of what goes on as we move forward and find out more information from the county. Until next time.